Individual Assessment 1, and Social and Professional Issues. So today we're gonna talk about three following topics about ethics. So first, what is ethics? Second, how does ethics differ from morality? And the third and last one, what are the different moral ethical theories? So what is ethics? So ethics is what motivates people to say the truth, maintain people's commitments, and assist those in need. On a daily basis, an ethical framework underpins people's lives, assisting them in making decisions that have a positive impact and steering them away from unjust outcomes. Through the choices they make, ethics guides people to make the world a better place. And secondly, ethics is defined as the principles that guide our behavior in order to make the best decisions for common good of all. So basically, ethics is one of the important aspects in life. For example, you are deciding what is the good or bad for you, avoiding which is bad, and following what is good. So that is the basic definition of ethics. The concept of social responsibility holds that an individual or organization has an obligation to behave for the good of society as a whole. Social responsibility is now an important component of the ethos or ethics of organizations of all sizes. Tom's Shoes is a great example of a company that values social responsibility. Tom's Shoes was created on the promise of providing a new pair of shoes to a child in need for every pair of shoes purchased. The organization has since grown to promote additional issues such as clean water, mental health, and equality. In three words, Tom's Shoes motivating tagline, "Stand for Tomorrow." It shows its commitment to social responsibility. Yes, so this point is further supported by Santa Clara University, in particular to Hanson KO in the year 2019. Ethics is another aspect of velocity that is concerned with how individuals should act in general or in specific circumstances. Third point, ethics is incredibly essential since most philosophers, regardless of their particular specialization, have at least anything to write about ethics, and that is something frequently a very huge clue as to what the philosopher is all about. And ethical philosophy is often as one of the most practical of philosophical investigation ethics, and that is where concepts such as right and wrong or good and evil get their definition. Much farther, ethics can be implemented to politics when it makes it look right and look wrong in the social realm. When ethics is addressed theoretically, it is referred to as meta-ethics. When it is considered in a specific context, it is referred to as applied ethics. This ethical concept was explained by a YouTube channel, 60-Second Philosophy, and it is based on Aristotle's perspective, and it is made in the year 2015. Second one, how does ethics differ from morality? Since the people who study ethics, namely philosophers, do not make a distinction between these two terms, ethics and morality, there has not been a clear and mutually agreed upon distinction. Other people who haven't studied as truly have created a distinction between facts and reliable beliefs. When a differentiation is created, ethics is often defined as good and bad, or rather right and wrong norms set by some outside organization, such as society or professionals. Second point, morality, on the other hand, is a person's personal sense of what is right and what is wrong. It is not enforced by anyone. It is what you personally believe to be good and wrong. And these two can clash. Thus, one may live in society that agrees on a specific code of conduct with which we personally agree. Carnage.org, a YouTube channel, explained the argument about this in the year 2015. Morality is unquestionably relative because it varies from person to person. Furthermore, morals can be highly influenced by families, religious views, and past experience. Various communities and cultures have different standards of ethics. For example, ethical rules for the medical community have little impact on those outsides of the community. So this point was researched by Kerr OS, Mullins DA, and Whitehouse H in the year 2019. Third point, another example, ethics is referred to as a normative science. It is the study of norms or standards that are used to measure or evaluate things, especially persons' perspectives and beliefs. In comparison, morality is what we could call a descriptive science. A descriptive science is a something strategy for describing how things work or behave. Morality is concerned with the indicative, and whereas ethics is concerned with the imperative. It also conveys that ethics is concerned with outness, but morality is concerned with isness. Sproul, R.C. added. Nonetheless, these principles are so crucial since they foster care for the community as a whole. In general, morals are thought to be instructions that impact individuals, whereas ethics are thought to be guideposts for larger groups or societies. So there's a quote that Sproul added. Morals are more culturally rooted than ethics. So that's what he said. So third question, what are the different moral ethical theories? As for Chonko L, individuals' use of ethical theory for decision-making assistance emphasizes parts of an ethical issue that are significant to them and leads them to the most ethically correct conclusion based on the ethical theory's rules. So the first theory will be deontology. Second, utilitarianism. Third, rights. And fourth, virtues. Deontology. So deontology focuses on the repercussions of your actions and thinks that when faced with life decisions, you should act responsibly and in accordance with your commitments. Morality, according to a deontologist, is both a responsibility and a duty for everyone. For example, if a man takes 3 loaves of bread and a gallon of milk to feed his family, deontology would back him because of the man's moral responsibilities and obligations to care for his family. And this is stated by Hamilton v. in the year 2019. When making ethical decisions, people should follow their obligations and duties according to the deontological class of ethical theories. This indicates that a person will fulfill his or her commitments to another person or society because doing so is considered ethically correct. So, second theory will be utilitarianism. Utilitarian ethical theories are founded on the ability to predict the outcomes of actions. To a utilitarian, the ethically correct choice is the one that provides the most benefit to the largest number of people. Act utilitarianism and rule utilitarianism are the two forms of utilitarianism. Act utilitarianism adheres to the notion of utilitarianism in that a person commits acts that benefit the greatest number of people, regardless of personal gain, feelings, or societal limitations like loss. Utilitarianism is an ethical principle that advocates for fair choices in order to cause the least amount of harm to all parties concerned. The utilitarianism approach necessitates deciding on a course of action and evaluating the effects of each step. By focusing on the outcome of each action, utilitarianism requires you to choose a course of action based on the advantages or harm of the activities, rather than the cause of the activity. Julie, for example, walks into a hostage scenario. This concept and facts about utilitarian ethical theory was elaborated by Hamilton v. in the year 2019. So, next theory will be, the third theory will be the theory of rights. In general, rights are defined as justifiable demands for the preservation of universal interests. In the view of human rights, human beings have been defined as possessing rights to property, to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as free and equal in rights, and as having rights to share in scientific growth and its advantages. This is published in the website of encyclopedia.com in the year 2019. The rights established by a society, and it is preserved and given the highest priority in rights-based ethical frameworks. Because a huge population supports them, rights are regarded ethically correct and valid. Individuals may also confer rights on others if they have the skills and finances to do so. For example, a person may remark that her buddy may use her laptop for the afternoon. The friend who was granted access to the laptop now has an access to it in the afternoon. So the concept of rights is something important for everyone, and you should have any particular rights if you are considering things that may help you. So this example was given by Chonko L. So fourth and last theory will be virtue. Virtue differs from other ethical theories because it considers a person's individual character rather than his deeds. When viewing an immoral situation, the virtue theory considers the person's reputation as well as the reason for doing the conduct. So if a high school student is temperate, humble, humorous, and brilliant, then plagiarizes on a class writing assignment, virtue theory would examine the student's previous personality attributes and interpersonal skills to evaluate whether the student is actually guilty or not. So this point is based from Hamilton v. in the year 2019. So second point of virtue ethical theory is that it does not account for a person's change in moral character. For example, a scientist who has made mistakes in the past may have the same late night anecdote as the scientist in good standing. Although neither of these scientists plagiarized on purpose, the offense was still committed. On the other hand, the scientist or the researcher's rapid shift from moral to immoral character may go undiscovered until a large amount of evidence rises up against him or her. When there is enough evidence, it can reflect them back to the scientist. So that's all. Thank you for listening.